Y'all are probably looking at me going like, why is this man up this late? And so on and so forth. I I figured I figured y'all could see me pretty well. Y'all don't need to see me, y'all just need to hear my words. I figured I would make a bullying video because I y'all don't know too much about my past with bullying. So me uncovering some stuff about where I came from before I met her when I was a kid, I'll give y'all a little story with that. Because I addressed something with a female who bullied me in the past, but I got a lot of backlash from it from a lot of people who are close to her. And I don't really care, but I'll tell y'all the story. Um, it's been 9 years now. In 2010, I moved to Clarksville, Tennessee. I was 12 years old. The 8 years prior before that, I was living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I had grown up there. That was my childhood place. Made friends, had a church home, had the perfect group. In 2010, at the end of the school year, I went to a beach party with my friends. We leave the beach party, I'm covered in sand. I go get in the shower. About 5 to 10 minutes in the shower, my dad ends up coming to tell me, son, we're going to be moving to Clarksville. God's impressed this on my heart for us to move here. I started breaking down in the shower. And I told my dad, I don't want to leave. I'm happy where we're at. Everything I became up to that point, it happened out there. I didn't want to leave. I ended up getting over it. We go to Clarksville. The first year I'm there, I was very hostile and mean to all the kids around me. And I ended up meeting my best friend, who's still my best friend to this day from Clarksville, out there because his mom was the only one to understand he's coming from a new area. He didn't want to adjust to this new environment because of what he had been accustomed to. So 2011 comes around because it was in the middle of 2010. I mellowed out a lot trying to make friends. In that year, when I was trying to, I got outcasted. The outcasting of bullying started in 2011. The church I was going to, where I met all these people and my best friend, because I hadn't been a part of that group, all those people felt obligated to outcast me, especially after I was being mean to them. But I apologized to them. They still did the same thing. I didn't do nothing brutal, nothing to make them go tell their parents, nothing to them. It was just when you come to talk to me, I'd be rude to you. That was it. But I apologize for that. Still, in the 2011 year, I meet a boy whose father and mother are who were friends with my parents. The mother is still friends with my mom and dad to this day, but the father of the boy is dead now. He had 4 children. This boy was a preacher's kid just like me. He led the charge of boys who bullied me at the church. The boys didn't mess with me that bad. Or the boys didn't get to me that bad mentally. We get to the girls. There was a girl who I knew at the time who was a little bit younger than me, or close to in age. Her parents were phenomenal, but the children were not. She had 3 children at the time, now she has 4. That girl led the charge of females who bullied me. Some of y'all might be looking at me going like, a dude getting bullied by a girl, this dude's soft or he's a pussy. As a 12-year-old going on 13-year-old in 2011, I was very confused on how to handle bullying because my mom, between my parents, my mom is the tougher one. She fought bullies. If you touched her, she fought you. If you just talked, she ignored you. My dad was the one who told me, don't fight back, ignore, walk away, go tell somebody. I was very confused at that time on what to do because I didn't know what was the right move. I had suicidal thoughts too. They started at that point. This female kept it going, egged it on. I got called a freak multiple times as an outcast. I was told her parents just took pity on me because I was in a poor situation. All this nasty stuff for no reason. And come time around 2013 when we end up having to move again because my dad had got into a car accident that messed him up to a great level to where we had to move back to Texas, where the rest of our family was at. So we thought he would be taken care of better. The girl who was bullying me, she gave me a fake apology at the time, because it wasn't sincere. I don't view it as sincere. Carries over. The scarring is still there from what she did. Like I said, I'm not worried about the boys too much, because the boys, boys. I spent 4 years in Texas, hell and back. I've mentioned this to y'all in previous videos that Texas is the worst place I've stayed at. I got bullied the most in Texas. I got into the most fights in Texas at school, and I was just trying to mind my business. I wasn't trying to mess with anybody. People just didn't know how to leave me alone. I get up until recently, 2014, the year comes. We are in Texas for my first year, 9th grade. Like I said, the hell starts there. The Christmas of that year, we go to Clarksville. The girl that was bullying me, I wanted to tell her what was on my mind when I first saw her. She dodged and ignored me. Couldn't say nothing to her. We ended up leaving Clarksville, and I didn't get to say what I had to say to her. So I spent the next few years trying to reach her to say what I had to say to her, because I hate grudges. When you hold a grudge in, it just festers. I don't like that to hold me back. So I get to this year now, and not too long ago, I said what I had to say to the female who bullied me. The backlash part I was talking about. Her mom texted me. Her sister texted me. The boy who led the charge of the bullies on the male side texted me. And he threatened me too. I brushed him off to the side because I said I didn't even threaten her. And I'm not a violent person. Doesn't make any sense for me. We both black males. If I indulge in your violence, I'm going to jail and you are too. And that doesn't help our cause as black males across the black community, because the black community is already viewed in a bad way. I explained to the sister that I don't regret anything I said to your sister. Wishing her children go through what she did to me 100 times worse. And I said some tasteful words to her in there, because I was very upset. I told her I don't regret that, because at the end of the day, even though we were children don't need to bully. There's no reason for a child to end up bullying. If you're in a bad environment where there's other bullies around, or you let that popularity go to your head that bad, you need to be removed from that environment, because you're letting it just inflate your ego. I ended up telling the girl bully's sister that I'm not taking back what I said. I don't care, because she asked me to leave her sister alone. That's all I was trying to do, just tell her what was on my mind. She'll never hear from me again, because I don't care about her. She's a bully. That one female scarred me for the rest of my life. She set the standard for what I look at in female bullies now. So when I have a daughter, I will tell my daughter as much as I'll tell my sons. Yes, it is smart to tell. Set them preparations up. But the second somebody, because talk is cheap. It's cheap. If somebody's talking to you and you feel like they're trying to pick at you to fight you, go let somebody know, so you set the boundaries up. The second somebody put their hands on you, you beat them down. I don't care if you get suspended or expelled, because I'll go up to the school and tell the school, do your damn job. Period. My child shouldn't be getting bullied because y'all don't want to do something about it. That's on y'all. On the same note, like I said, the bully's sister tried to tell me all this stuff. I wasn't hearing it. I said what I had to say and I moved on. And I told her, your sister will never hear from me again, because I already said what I had to say to her. I wish, because I called her a coward. The bully's sister tried to tell me, you're calling her a coward when you're sending her a message behind the screen. And I told her, only reason why I had to do that is because your sister didn't want to confront me face to face. I would have told her this to her face if I had to, or if I could. Very easily, because I believe in telling somebody, if you have a problem with them, tell them face to face. Resolves problems. We leave her. The sister, the older sister, never spoke to me. She saw my message but didn't want to speak to me. Scared to speak to me. We go to the boy. Like I said, the boy threatened me. The boy ain't like me since his dad died. His dad was a great guy. He used to give me advice all the time. And I ended up trying to tell his son, your father wanted us to be friends. He didn't want us to fight. I had no intention to fight with you. The boy has a wife, he told me when I spoke to him. The girl he's with right now is his wife. I told him, you need to focus on being a leader because you're a fake preacher's kid. If you can't speak the words that you're saying to me that are out of turn for you in the pulpit, don't step in the pulpit, because my dad was a preacher. I never could step in that role only because I knew that I am not fit for that, because I have stuff on my heart that doesn't need to be said in the pulpit. So I'm not fit for it. He still does it. Walks around. He told me his mom knows he's basically a thug. That's sad then if that's really the case. At the end of the day though, I ended up telling this boy, piss off. Don't mess with me. Because he told me don't DM him. You DM me telling me and my boys are still waiting for you in Clarksville. I am scared of no man except God alone. And that's the third time he threatened me. Because I'm not resorting to violence. I didn't threaten anybody else. I just said my piece. Simple as that. The bully's mother texted me. Said what I had to say to her. I was nice to her because the girl who bullied me, her parents were very nice. They are great examples. It's just their children did not follow in that example at the time. That's where the problem came from. They were fake as hell. That's what I call them. Fake to the core. But I say this in conclusion to this video with that to tell y'all that because it only happened because of bullying. I spent so many years being quiet and not wanting to step up with bullying when I was being bullied. It'll never happen again. Bullying needs to be made a law that needs to be severely punished for it, period. Because if you don't bully somebody else, that person won't give you a reaction. When you go to school to learn. You don't go to school to mess with anybody else. That's not what your parents send you to school for. When you're in the job world as an adult, you're not getting paid to bully another adult. In fact, doing that you'll most likely get shot, or there's a fight that'll happen. The world does not need to be violent like that. The world needs to be peaceful. The only way to get onto the path of peace is to remove bullying. That's one of the parts of it, because that's a severe problem in the world. Bullying is. So, like I said, that's what this video can conclude around to. Keep the fight going for ending bullying, because there's still people out there committing suicide from bullying. All this other stuff, cutting themselves. For what? Because somebody has that power over them mentally. Never stand up to bullies. Somebody is going to see if enough people start to do it, and eventually they make it a law. Nobody will bully another person again, because the victims who are getting bullied need to know other people have their back. Don't be scared to be a snitch. The word runs around too much. I'd rather be a snitch and live to see another day than confront a problem that is deadly head on that will risk me getting killed. You gotta use your head in that regard. You can't always think with your fist. Stand up for others that are being bullied. There's no reason not to. Don't be scared. Somebody gonna see you and get on the board with you too. Somebody will. You have to be a leader everywhere out there where y'all are at. If you see somebody getting bullied, don't be scared to stand up to them or to help that person, especially if you know that person didn't even do anything to get bullied in the first place. A bully who's bullying another person who bullied them, that goes both ways. Y'all both in the wrong. But a bully who's messing with somebody who didn't do anything to them in the first place, defend those people. Period. Help them out. You'll feel better about yourself, and their parents will feel better about them going to wherever they're at if they know there's people looking out for them. That's all I gotta say.